What's happening, fellas? Today is the day we build the drag mini bike for the Stage 4 engine. That's the reason we built the Stage 4 engine, was for a drag mini bike, and we have most of the parts here. So we're going to build our own custom frame out of 1-inch, 1/8 wall thick tubing. I've never built a mini bike frame, but seems like it'd be pretty easy. So we're going to slap one together. I have one of my buddies who owns Owens Plasma Cutting. He cut me these triple clamp plates. So this is the top and this is the bottom, and we're going to take, just like we did on the Monster Moto build, we're going to take and weld some collars on the bottom one, and I'm using the Monster Moto fork. So if you look over here, here's our front wheel and tire set up. So these Monster Moto forks, I didn't know what I was going to actually sell them because they're so short we wouldn't use them on anything. But then I started thinking it'd be cool to have front suspension on a drag mini bike because you are going pretty fast down a straightaway, so if you hit a bump, it'd be nice to absorb it. So our triple clamp, these Monster Motos have a bolt on top, so they only use a clamp on the lower part of the triple clamp. So that triple clamp, the top plate will bolt right up on here, and that'll be the first thing we make. We'll put this whole thing together. For my neck tube on my frame, Go Power Sports is actually sending me two 6-inch long jack shaft tubes, real thick walled with 5/8 bearings in each side. They're not made yet, so what I'm going to do is I believe this is off the Yerf Dog. This is the rear torque converter jack shaft for it. So what I'm going to do is just cut those tack welds, and this is 6 inches long, so that's exact size I wanted my neck tube. So what we'll do is cut this off, put a 5/8 bolt through both of these, and we can dress out our neck setup, and we're going to put it on the weld table probably at a 30-degree angle. I'm going to play with angles, see what I like. We have a lot of parts to throw on the bike. It's going to have hydraulic front and rear disc brakes. Because we're using these Monster Moto front forks, we can bolt on a Monster Moto caliper. We can reuse the disc off the Monster Moto wheel. We just got to make a hub that bolts to the wheel and hose the disc out where we need it. That'll be good for burnouts and whatnot when you're warming up the tire. So we're using a 13 by 5 by 6 rear tire and wheel setup. It's got a DWT aluminum wheel. I thought that was the perfect setup. Now this bike is only going to be meant for one thing, and that's going fast down a straightaway. So the bike's going to be extremely low to the ground. You won't really be able to ride it off-road because it's, again, not designed for that. Our foot pegs, we're going to use these BMX aluminum pegs that you'd put on the front wheel. I think they look cool, and we're going to do like a green and aluminum and some other color theme on this build. So we have all our parts laid out here. We got our hydraulic brakes. Go Power Sports sells this adjustable engine plate, so basically you can move the engine side to side as well as front to back. So that's going to be really handy and look awesome on there too. Almost everything you see here came from Go Power Sports, of course. They do have some of those Monster Moto forks. I don't know if they've sold them all, but those was the ones off of my actual Monster Moto. Old B Rizzle Brandon's on his way, so once he gets here, we'll start dressing out everything, start bending our frame. I'm kind of just going to go off top of my head bending this frame, but I know I want a really long wheel spacing, like from center to center. I probably want like 52, 54 inches. I want the son of a gun to be long so she don't want to ride a wheelie on me, and I don't want to run wheelie bars. So let's get this thing started by cutting this jack shaft off first. Alright, now to get this Monster Moto forks to work on this wheel, Monster Moto uses a really small metric bolt size in the wheel. So all I did was drilled these out with a 5/8 drill bit and then used a 5/8 jack shaft from Go Power Sports through it. Just put a nut on both sides, and I used 2 inches of spacing between the forks and the tire. And why I did that, I could have brought it in probably 1 inch on each side, but I wanted to leave plenty of space for my brake disc. I left myself with the littlest bit of room around this. So what I'm going to do is center that so the gap's even, and I can put half of the collar on this backside and weld it all the way across. Then I can bolt the other side of the collar just like we did the Monster Moto. cut our axle down so we'll know the width of our back tube.
That's in PFT 205s there.
Oh, there's this. We tried the 203s.
They never hold up. It's got horsepower.
Drag back, baby. Still ain't tall enough. 11 inches from inside to inside. So we need to make it, what, that'd be 12 inches from outside to outside of the tubing, because a ½ inch on each side. We want to lay the center of the tube on that bearing. So 12-inch leg width, 18-inch leg length. Need to minus 1.5 after I measure. So we wanted it, what, 12? So we do 6 inches on each side. 6 inch, 6 inch. Then that's 1.5. Right, and then we want a leg length of 18 minus 4. So that means total we're going to need a piece of tube at 39-inch piece of tubing. We'll go with 40.
Okay.
So we need to cut a piece of 40-inch tubing. See how good we are. Safety in the hole. We took some 1-inch PVC and made these little guides for marking all the way around the pipe, the tubing. That was Brian's idea. Patented.
Works. What's that burger for?
You tell me how to live my life. Check that. Check it.
Yeah. What are you actually trying to set it on?
Well, see, that's
a round piece of pipe?
You see, no, I'm doing it off the
okay.
die you've been giving to me.
Okay, it's off level.
Well, remember how much and make this that much.
Not too much. Right there.
Whoop. Oh yeah, you got the mark. What, do you remember the mark?
The mark is
Is
on
it
the...
already? Didn't we have to go past it?
Yeah.
Last time?
I did
You want to
go
remark
past
it?
If this is right, we will.
Well, you want to mark it first, and then we'll. If not, we know to erase it. And then put 1 inch beside of it.
90 degrees.
It's right all over. Take up all the real estate. Alright. Every time. No matter how we do it. So now we can clamp this to the table. Jed clamp it, and I can, or don't clamp it to the table. You gotta be a Superman. So if you don't keep these holes clean, the O-rings on these get gummed up, and it's a son of a gun getting them in or out of holes. That's the way they are now. We need to clean everything. That cheater bar is perfect for messing with tubing. Down.
Down, you made me go up with it a minute ago.
That's dead on. Look at those deep scars in that. Hey! Every piece of tube we normally go do that.
Why does it go through all over?
We'll probably put it at the table and bin it. Hey, if anybody has some spare cash sitting around, holler at your boy.
For sure.
For freaking sure, dude.
Yeah.
Do we need a peck towards the welder? Maybe?
A peck.
Whoa.
It's too much.
I think you want to peck too much. That's for one, I got two. Whoa! Don't tell me that one's off.
Looking perfect.
I'm sick.
Ow! It's hot in my ear.
Brandon's gonna make me, he says he's gonna make it.
I'm not.
But gonna make me some spike ends to slide in the end and weld in the end of the tubing. Sick. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Arced off on the table?
No. So we made a boo-boo.
Okay.
Greg made boo-boo. I forgot we needed the axle holes to be forward.
I've got where I can't MIG weld hardly.
Why?
I just can't see. I turn my hood all the way down and I still can't see. But TIG weld aluminum.
That doesn't sound good.
Probably not a good sign.
I mean, like TIG weld aluminum, I'm good. It's so bright.
Yeah.
But for some reason, MIG weld it just ain't bright
flip
enough. Every flipping time I do something, you flipping, change your flipping mind.
What's your flipping mouth?
Yeah.
Mother, that's hot.
I told you it's hot where you was welding.
It's weird. I had it on cold fusion mode.
I know when I got super quiet, you can't hear it right. Turn it down like that. The fan in it's real quiet. But you only weld about 3-4 welds. You gotta let it go off. It won't kick off, it just starts welding funny.
Sounds like a quality piece of equipment.
Cheapest they got at Harbor Freight.
65 would be a pretty sweet little rake.
Yeah.
What do you think? So let's spin 165. Lock that thing down, 65, Big Daddy.
These are the new stickers. They will be available in February.
Alright, so Big Daddy B is going to do a test trim. Actually, it's going to be, you know, further forward. No, it ain't. Oh, I'd rather it be a little bit. But we're going to do a test bandsaw cut. And it'd have to be angled like this as well. You know what I mean? It's going to be a hard one to get down pat because of the angle. So if you're looking at the bike from the back, the tubes will go forward and then they'll angle in up to the front. So we got to make sure our notches are right to fit, or we're going to have some fat gaps to weld in. I'd rather not. So
Y'all are pros.
well, yeah, gap weld. I can gap weld. You ever want me to weld the Grand Canyon up, you holler at me. I'll patch that puppy up and quick. Dang, boy.
I mean, it'll work, it ain't.
Well, over here it looks good. Oh, I could. Do you want to? Can we lean it in anymore by cutting more of it off?
Yeah, cut more of this bottom off.
Yeah, cut that puppy off where you can slide it in more. We can fuse them together in the middle. I want them kind of come to a point. I'm gonna gusset the far. Oh, I'm wearing my grandpa's shoes a lot now.
I like them.
I like them too for wearing grandpa's shoes.
I wore them outside the other day and they're super comfortable.
Yeah, they're nice. They're warm, so that no, my toes are cold right now, but my foot feels moist. Is that a thing?
Huh. That's odd.
Hammer it. Thank you for Well, guys, I hope you liked the starting of this build. The first video always takes a little bit of time to get going because I want to explain how we're going to do everything and why we're doing certain things on the build. But we actually built this whole entire drag mini bike frame. We tacked everything together, had it in tacked together form in 4 hours. So it was super quick to build. We will be building 2 more drag mini bikes. We're going to do an ultra light drag mini bike, as light as we can possibly make it, because I really wish I would have did this frame out of 14 gauge instead of the the 1/8 inch thick wall 1 inch tubing. So we're going to use 1 inch 14 gauge on the ultralight bike. We're going to make it as light as possible, use as little metal as possible, but still have a strength to it. So stay tuned. We got a bunch of mini bike builds, and then we're going to do a big block mini bike build with a crazy tire and wheel setup. This one is more of a mini bike, drag mini bike theme build. So it is really not what you'd want to go drag race. It's probably, with the forks and tires without the engine and gas tank, probably weighs around 100 pounds. So, you know, or it's not quite 100, it's probably like 70 or 80, but we will weigh it once we're all done. And like I said, we will be doing an ultralight drag frame very soon. So stay tuned to the channel, guys. We got another episode coming out on Monday on this build. We should get it fully tacked together on Monday's episode. And yeah, let me know what you think of the shorter videos. I want to do around, you know, 13 to 16 minute long episodes instead of 20 to 25. So we're trying to shorten things down so you guys don't get bored. Thank you for watching. Make sure to go check out all the links to every part we're using on this build. Of course, it's under the video in the description. Thank you guys for supporting us, and thank you for watching all of our videos. We got some awesome builds. We got some buggy builds coming out very soon. We just want to knock out these mini bike builds and put the stage 4 build on this frame. So look out for that. We'll be ripping down the strip, baby. God bless, and we love you.